Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Ever find yourself like wandering a clothing store, soaking in the vibe, and you're like, I wonder what it takes to run this whole show?
hmm
Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the life of a clothing shop manager, and trust me, it's way more than just picking out cute outfits.
It's about creating that entire experience you're just picturing right now.
Yeah.
Um, the music, the way the clothes are displayed, even the scent in the air, like it's all carefully curated.
Okay, I'm already intrigued. To guide our deep dive today, we've got a stack of insights from RoleCatcher, career guides, job postings, the works. They're like our fashion industry insiders giving us the real deal on what it really takes to be a clothing shop manager.
And if you think about it, we've all interacted with clothing shop managers, whether we realize it or not. Think about a time you had a great experience in a store. Chances are there was a skilled manager behind the scenes, leading their team and
Yeah.
creating that positive atmosphere.
That's so true. Okay, let's dive into this RoleCatcher guide. Right off the bat, they emphasize that this role is surprisingly broad. I mean, they call it clothing shop manager, but it sounds like you need to be a business whiz, a master motivator, and maybe even a mind reader to handle those tricky customer interactions.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is that this isn't unique to clothing stores. Many management roles require this blend of hard skills and soft skills. But the guide emphasizes that in the fast-paced world of fashion retail, being able to switch gears between these skills is essential.
It's like being a conductor, but instead of an orchestra, you're leading a team, managing inventory, and making sure that customer experience hits all the right notes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the guide breaks down the core functions of a clothing shop manager: managing staff, inventory control, and customer service. Let's unpack those a bit, starting with managing staff.
When you look at the example profiles section for a store manager, one thing that stands out is the emphasis on leadership qualities. They give an example of a successful manager who started as a sales associate, worked their way up, and was consistently praised for their ability to motivate and empower their team.
That tracks with what they say about creating a positive and productive work environment. I know for me, when I've had a manager who actually listens and provides support, I'm way more invested in my job.
Exactly. It's about fostering a sense of ownership and pride in the work, which ultimately translates to a better experience for the customer.
Now, inventory control, that sounds like a constant balancing act, making sure the right stuff is on the shelves without overstocking. I imagine that takes a deep understanding of both the business side and the latest fashion trends.
You're hitting on a crucial point. The guide actually goes beyond general terms like inventory control and dives into specific systems like just-in-time inventory management, which is all about minimizing waste and maximizing efficiency.
Okay, for those of us who aren't familiar with, retail jargon, what exactly is just-in-time inventory?
Essentially, it's about having just the right amount of inventory on hand to meet customer demand without tying up too much capital in excess stock. Think of it like this. You're coordinating a dinner party, and instead of buying enough food for an army, you plan your menu carefully and buy just enough to feed your guests with like minimal leftovers.
Ah, so it's all about timing and precision. That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like a clothing shop manager needs to be adept at forecasting trends, analyzing sales data, and basically becoming a fashion fortune teller.
They certainly need to have their finger on the pulse of the market. But it's not just about intuition. The guide emphasizes the importance of data analysis. This is where technology comes in. Think point of sale or POS systems and inventory management software, which track sales, identify trends, and help managers make informed decisions.
It's like having a co-pilot in the cockpit, feeding you real-time information to help you navigate the ever-changing world of fashion. Now, let's talk about customer service, which might seem like a no-brainer, but I have a feeling it goes way deeper than just greeting people with a smile.
You're right. The guide stresses the importance of creating a memorable customer experience, building relationships, and even anticipating needs. In the example profiles, they highlight a manager who implemented a customer relationship management system, CRM for short, to personalize interactions.
Okay, so we're talking about using data to not just track inventory, but to really understand customer behavior. What are people buying? What are they asking for? Maybe even what are they wishing was on the racks?
Exactly. And that's where that blend of fashion sense and business savvy becomes so crucial. The best clothing shop managers, according to this guide, are able to analyze those trends and then translate them into a strategy. That might mean adjusting their merchandise mix, planning targeted promotions, or even collaborating with buyers to, source those must-have items.
It's like being a trendsetter, but with a data-driven edge. You're not just following the latest fads, you're anticipating them, maybe even influencing them. Now, I'm curious about the career path itself. Is it a straight shot to the top, or are there different routes someone could take?
That's where things get really interesting. This RoleCatcher guide has a whole section on career stages. And it's not just about climbing a ladder, it's more like exploring a map with multiple paths and destinations.
Okay, I love a good choose your own adventure. So let's say you're just starting out. I'm guessing most people begin as sales associates. I know I definitely spent a summer folding shirts and trying to master the art of the perfect gift wrap.
You and millions of others. That's the entry point for many in the retail world. But what's interesting is that the guide emphasizes that even at this early stage, you can start developing the skills that will serve you well as a manager. Think about it. Customer interaction, product knowledge, understanding the store's operations, it all starts there, on the sales floor.
It's like that saying, you gotta earn your stripes. But it's more than just paying your dues. It's about actively absorbing knowledge and seeking out opportunities to, learn and grow. So once you've conquered the art of the upsell and can fold a sweater in your sleep, what's next?
Well, the guide highlights a few different paths you could take. One common route is moving into a key holder or senior sales associate role. This is where you start taking on more responsibility, maybe opening or closing the store, training new hires, and getting a taste of that leadership experience.
It's like being promoted from line cook to sous chef.
Yeah.
You're still in the trenches, but you're starting to learn the ropes of managing a team and ensuring things run smoothly.
Exactly. And this is where that initial exposure to different aspects of the business, even from the sales floor, becomes invaluable. Remember those example profiles we mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
One of them was an assistant store manager who specifically highlighted their experience as a key holder, saying it taught them the importance of clear communication, delegation, and problem solving on the fly.
It's like those skills become building blocks, each one adding to your foundation as a leader.
Okay, so you've proven yourself as a reliable and capable member of the team. Where does that lead you on this, fashion career map?
This is where you often see a split. Some people might thrive in that hands-on, team-oriented environment and decide to pursue a management track within the store. They might become an assistant manager, supporting the store manager, and gradually taking on more responsibility.
It's like that apprenticeship model.
Yeah.
You're learning from a seasoned professional, gaining experience, and preparing to take the reins one day.
Precisely. And the guide emphasizes that mentorship is crucial at this stage. Having a supportive manager who's invested in your growth can make all the difference. But for those who are drawn to the bigger picture, the strategic side of things, there are other paths as well. Okay, so tell me more about these alternate routes. What if you're ambitious, but maybe not cut out for the day-to-day of, managing a team?
Well, the guide mentions several possibilities. One option is to specialize in a particular area, like visual merchandising. This is where you get to tap into your creative side, designing eye-catching displays, crafting a cohesive brand identity, and basically transforming the store into a shopper's paradise.
Okay, now that sounds like a dream job for anyone who loves fashion and has an eye for aesthetics. You're basically creating a living, breathing magazine spread.
Exactly. And it's not just about making things look pretty. The guide emphasizes that visual merchandising is a key driver of sales. A well-designed display can entice customers, highlight key products, and even tell a story that resonates with the brand's identity.
It's like you're a silent salesperson, using your creativity and understanding of visual language to guide customers through the store and inspire them to make a purchase. So we've got the management track, we've got the visual merchandising route. What other exciting destinations does this career map offer?
Another path highlighted in the guide is moving into a buying role. This is where you get to travel to fashion shows, scout out emerging trends, and make those crucial decisions about what merchandise the store will carry.
Now that sounds like a high-stakes, high-fashion adventure. You're basically a trend forecaster, shaping the style landscape with your discerning eye and business acumen.
It's a demanding role, for sure. The guide emphasizes that buyers need to have a deep understanding of the market, strong negotiation skills, and the ability to balance creativity with commercial viability. But for those who love the thrill of the hunt, the challenge of identifying the next big thing, it can be an incredibly rewarding career path.
Okay, so we've got managers, visual merchandisers, buyers. It's like this whole ecosystem of interconnected roles all working together to create this seamless retail experience. But there's one more path mentioned in the guide that I'm particularly curious about, the entrepreneurial route.
You're talking about starting your own shop. That's the ultimate dream for many fashion enthusiasts, to take their passion, their vision, and create a unique retail destination that reflects their personal style.
It's like taking all the knowledge, all the skills you've acquired along the way, and weaving them into your own masterpiece. But I imagine that takes a whole other level of courage, determination, and maybe a touch of entrepreneurial madness.
It certainly does. The guide emphasizes that starting your own business is no walk in the park. You need a solid business plan, a deep understanding of your target market, and the resilience to weather the inevitable ups and downs of entrepreneurship.
It's like embarking on an expedition into uncharted fashion territory. You're navigating unfamiliarity with the tools and experiences you've gathered along your journey. So we've covered a lot of ground here, from entry-level sales associate to high-flying entrepreneur. It seems like there's a path for every ambition, every passion within the world of clothing retail.
Absolutely. And what's so exciting is that these paths aren't mutually exclusive. You might start as a sales associate, discover a passion for visual merchandising, then decide to launch your own line of handmade jewelry. The possibilities are endless.
And I love that message. It's not about fitting into a predefined box. It's about creating your own path, embracing opportunities, and letting your passion guide you. Speaking of guidance, let's shift gears and talk about how RoleCatcher itself can be that digital mentor, helping you navigate this dynamic industry.
That's a great segue. We've talked about the different roles, the skills required, but what about actually landing that dream job in fashion retail? That's where RoleCatcher's platform comes into play.
It's like RoleCatcher is that friend who not only gives you great career advice, but also like helps you polish your resume and practice your interview skills. They've got your back.
That's a great way to put it. Remember those modules we touched on earlier?
Mm.
Jobs, interviews, CV resume builder.
Yeah.
They're not just buzzwords, they're like digital tools designed to give you an edge in a competitive job market.
Okay, so break it down for me. Let's say I'm ready to take the next step in my fashion career. How does RoleCatcher go beyond just showing me job postings that I could, find anywhere else?
Well, imagine this. You input your skills, your experience, even your career aspirations. RoleCatcher then uses its AI-powered algorithms to analyze your profile and match you with potential jobs that align with your goals.
Okay, so it's like having a personal headhunter, but without the hefty price tag.
hmm
It's doing the heavy lifting of sifting through thousands of job postings and saying, hey, these ones actually fit your unique skill set and what you're looking for in a career.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just matching. RoleCatcher helps you optimize your application materials. They have this cool feature called the CV Resume Builder that uses AI to tailor your resume and cover letter to the specific requirements of each job you apply for.
So it's not just about having a one-size-fits-all resume anymore. It's about showcasing the aspects of your experience that are most relevant to each potential employer. It's like having a personal stylist, but for your career narrative.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And it's not just about appearances. The guide emphasizes that in today's job market, standing out from the crowd is essential. RoleCatcher helps you do that by highlighting your unique strengths and achievements in a way that grabs the attention of hiring managers.
It's like you're presenting your best self both on paper and in person with a little help from your AI career coach in your corner. But it doesn't stop there, does it? What about the interview process? That's where the nerves really kick in.
Well, imagine this.
Mm.
You're prepping for an interview, and you can practice answering common interview questions with AI-powered feedback.
Mm.
RoleCatcher's interview module does exactly that. You get to rehearse your answers, work on your delivery, and even receive tips on body language and tone of voice.
Wait, hold on. AI feedback on your interview skills? That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but also kind of amazing.
Right.
It's like having a personal stylist who not only helps you dress for success, but also coaches you on how to, own the room with your confidence and charisma.
It's all about giving you that extra edge. And the guide stresses that in the world of fashion retail, where presentation and communication are key, acing that interview can make all the difference.
I'm picturing it now. I'm about to walk into an interview for my dream job, maybe as a visual merchandiser for a cool up-and-coming brand. My palms are sweating, my heart is racing, but then I remember I've got this. Thanks to RoleCatcher, I've practiced my answers, I've gotten feedback on my delivery, and I'm prepared to wow them with my knowledge and enthusiasm.
It's about approaching the interview not with fear, but with confidence. And that
Yeah.
confidence comes from knowing you've put in the work, you've honed your skills, and you're ready to showcase your passion for the industry.
I have to say, this entire deep dive has been eye-opening. It's amazing how much goes on behind the scenes of an industry that, on the surface, seems all about glamour and style. But it's so much more than that. It's about business acumen, it's about leadership, it's about data analysis, and it's about constantly evolving to stay ahead of the trends.
It's about finding that sweet spot where creativity meets strategy. And it's an industry that rewards those who are passionate, adaptable, and willing to embrace new ideas.
So, for anyone listening who's ever been drawn to the world of fashion retail, whether it's the thrill of the hunt for the perfect outfit, the art of creating a visually stunning display, or the challenge of building a brand from the ground up,
Remember, there's a place for you in this dynamic and ever-evolving industry.
and who knows, maybe you'll be the one inspiring the next generation of fashion enthusiasts and industry leaders with your unique vision and entrepreneurial spirit.
And there you have it, another deep dive complete. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep chasing those fashion dreams.